Alright guys, so we covered the Halloween 15 disc set, which was 10 years old this year. But interestingly enough, there was another Halloween box set that came out during that time. The set in question is this right here. Now, if you'll notice, it does say the Halloween Complete Collection, but it's a lot thinner than that other set. Now, after having my interview with Cliff McMillan, the Scream Factory creator, I feel like I got some answers about this box set. I wondered, why didn't they do this for Friday the 13th? It seemed like such a home run. It's not like this didn't sell well. As a matter of fact, this is long sold out. Today we're going to take a look back, look at this release, and see, does it have merit? Should it be in your Halloween collection? Is it worth picking up now if you don't have it? So let's talk about the history of this release. So obviously, you know, this release, the 15 disc set, came out and took the world by storm. We talked about that. There were a lot of big things on that box set. They had the producer's cut of Halloween 6, which was the first time that ever officially got released, and I know that that was a super big deal. But we also learned that they didn't actually buy the rights to put out Rob Zombie's Halloween. What they did was they bought a bunch of discs from Lionsgate and put those in the box set, made cases for it and everything, but those are the discs from Lionsgate. They didn't press new discs like they did with some of the other movies. They straight up had to buy stock. That was information I don't think any of us knew. I thought that was pretty crazy to learn. But then I remembered hearing that they were going to do another box set, and the box set in question that they were going to make was a 10-disc collection. Now, why is it 10-disc? Well, they clearly are going to leave out certain things about this set that were not in the other version. So, for instance, let's look at this, and we'll talk about some of the specifics. First of all, the case on this is really cool. You've got Michael on the front, and it looks like it's a purpose distress. You see a lot of white spots all over it, like it's been folded and wrinkled and things like that. So I actually really like the design of the box. It is not a hard shell case, although that there are people out there today that are making hard shell cases aftermarket. So if you're a big fan, you would like to have a more premium style case for this, I'm sure there are people out there that can make this happen. You've got the first one right here, which, you got the first one which features Michael from Part 5 on the front. It has Halloween's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we open it up, we're going to get the Anchor Bay Blu-ray disc that you would see from the 15-disc set. You're going to get Halloween 2, the Scream Factory version. So the first thing we noticed that this does not include was the television cut. Now, that's a good thing for some and a bad thing for others. Some people love the television cut. Some people don't love the television cut. There's not a shortage of getting the television cut. Now, if you want the television cut, you can get it from the Viavision release that just came out, which is right over there. You can't see it, but I reviewed that. You can get the new 4K that Scream Factory put out of Halloween 2, which does include the television cut. And if you're wondering, should you get the Viavision, which has the upscaled television cut, the answer is no. Avoid it. I was very honest in my review. Get the Scream Factory 4K of Halloween 2, and you can get the television cut, no problem. So, moving on, we've got Halloween's 1, 2. We got our Halloween 3 disc, which Anchor Bay pressed these discs for Scream Factory, which is why they have slightly different art. You'll notice on this Halloween 3 one, it's different. They've got the, it's different from the Scream Factory discs. And then we get the Anchor Bay Halloween 4 and 5 discs. There are some premium things that are not included in this that were included in the 15-disc set, so one of them is obviously Part 2. So we're looking at the next one now. This one features Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 on the front. It's got Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, Resurrection, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So as we go through here, you'll notice we've got our Halloween Curse of Michael Myers disc. And of course, the biggest thing about this one is they do not include the producer's cut, but at the time, you could have gotten the producer's cut outside of the Scream Factory box set. I think it still might be available, but Miramax Dimension put out the producer's cut on an individual Blu-ray, and I have that version. And interestingly enough, when they were doing those kind of retro style Blu-ray releases where they have the movie with the VHS sticking out of the side, they did one for The Curse of Michael Myers, and it's really cool. And it was the producer's cut Blu-ray that they put in there. I'm assuming that's still available. If it's not readily available at like an Amazon or something, I'm sure it's floating out on the website. So if you want to own the producer's cut, let's say you don't own this or you don't own the Halloween 15 disc set, I'm sure it's still out there. We got our H2O disc, our Resurrection disc, and then the next two Halloween films. So to reiterate something that I find very interesting about this, and just to say, some of the other things that are not featured in here are the bonus discs that they have, all the interviews and stuff like that. All that stuff was put into the 15-disc set, but a lot of that stuff was separated. All the interviews that they were doing for all the movies got separated and put onto the 4K releases with their respective movies. So a lot of that bonus feature stuff is not exclusive to that 15-disc set anymore. You can get it still. But this set was more of a, I say bare bones. It's not like there weren't special features on these, but it was more of just a good release for people that are like, oh, the Halloween films, that's really cool. There's a collection. And I think that is what this was intended for. This was not necessarily intended for the hardcore fan. So it's a good release. It's a good looking release, but there are things about it that were left out on the 15-disc set, and naturally so. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee real quick, but you're not going to see me sip it. We're going to cut right after this. But here's why this set happened, and this is what I found very interesting. To go back, there was a Friday the 13th box set as well that Scream Factory put out, and it was a big premium box set. It was really cool. So here's what we found out, guys. Paramount had a very, very, very strict license with Scream Factory when it came to the Friday the 13th films. They allowed them to put out a box set, and interestingly enough, on that box set as well, Freddy vs. Jason and the remake, they were not discs that Scream Factory did themselves. They basically just bought a ton of discs to be able to put into the box set. So the same thing happened with the Rob Zombie Halloween films in here. So they very well could have not included those and been able to press all the discs themselves, or Anchor Bay in this case did it for Scream Factory. But they did include the Rob Zombie films because it is the Halloween Complete Collection, and at the time, that was all the movies. So Paramount's license was very strict with them, and they said, we're going to let you put out a box set with all of our 8 movies, including the New Line stuff that, you know, that was a different deal that Scream Factory had to go out and do. But our deal is, with our Paramount movies, you have to put them in a box. Our licenses, you have to release these movies in a giant box set. That's it. So I remember saying to myself, oh, this is going to be great. They're going to make a more economy-style box set for the Friday movies like they did with Halloween. Well, that never happened. So I think this has to do with the times as well. You know, some of the big box department stores are leaving physical media, Best Buy being the biggest one as of late. Now, Walmart's doing some pretty good things, but, you know, we're losing Target's physical media as well. I think you could still get it online. But my point is, with this box set, at the time, Cliff McMillan said that Walmart showed a lot of interest in the Halloween films. I think Anchor Bay probably had a very good relationship with Walmart during that time. And I do remember seeing Anchor Bay stuff there a lot, and all that sort of stuff. The documentaries, 25 Years of Terror, his name was Jason. So I think during this time, guys, what happened was Walmart was like, oh, there's a Halloween box set you guys are putting out? Can we try to work something out for us as well? Now, that's not to say that this box set probably wasn't available at other places. I think I saw this at FYE. I don't know if this was available at Best Buy or Target. Probably so. But Cliff said that Walmart expressed a lot of interest in a box set as well. So that's where this box set became a reality. So, and I remember when I heard about this, it was interesting because I was looking for videos of it. And for a while, guys, the only videos you could find online was the 15-disc set. I couldn't find any videos of the 10-disc set. So I'll never forget, I saw this a couple times at Walmart, and I kept telling myself not to get it, but something told me, hey, Christian, you're in the collector's game now. You may want to get your hands on that. So I went to Walmart around 2014, might have even been 2015. It was somewhere around that time. This set lasted obviously longer than the Scream Factory set, but it was very close to the tail end of this box set being available. And I remember right after I got this, I did this big video comparing the two box sets, which has hundreds of thousands of views, I think now. It kind of blew up for me. I thought it was a good-looking set. I thought it was a nice set to have, and it was actually the set that I would kind of use. I would use it as a way to not really mess with my 15-disc set at the time. So it was a thing at the time where the department store companies like Walmart were like, hey, why don't we have something that you can make for us to put on the shelves? A little bit more economy style, doesn't take up as much shelf space, but something we can sell. And I think that these sold very, very well. I think this is looked at now as a fun collector's item, but it's not something you necessarily need by today's standards, by any stretch of the imagination. But when it comes to Halloween, if you're like me, you like to collect this stuff. So for a long time, ever since I got this, probably for the next 5 or 6 years, I would use this set as the set to watch the movies. I use it to pull them out as the way to kind of not mess with the 15-disc set as much. But I think it's a really cool piece of physical media history now, looking back, considering it was a economy set that Walmart wanted to have made, And yeah, looking back, it's pretty cool. And I think it's something that if you could find it at a reasonable price, go ahead and get it. I wouldn't spend an exorbitant amount of money considering, you know, there's nothing on here you're obviously not going to get from newer releases that Scream Factory's done. But looking back, it's a cool set, guys. This is the Halloween 10-disc Collector's Edition with cool art. We got Michael on the back right there. And it does run over the features and things like that. This was Anchor Bay, Stars, Scream Factory. Really cool, guys. So hope you enjoyed this video down memory lane on the Halloween 10-disc set. This is your old pal CHH. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.